Lanterns have, and still do today, provide an excellent source of lighting for outdoor activities, whether it be primitive camping, RV-style camping, could be night fishing or night hunting, and even provide lighting during any type of power outage that may be. Hi, I'm Johnny with Crockett Ridge Outdoors, located here in the beautiful East Tennessee area at the base of the Great Smoky Mountains and Appalachian Mountain Range. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And for all my new viewers, welcome, and I hope you enjoy this video. Today we're going to be reassembling a 1973, May of 1973 Coleman lantern, which is a model is a 220H, which is a double mantle. I acquired this lantern a couple months ago. I already disassembled the lantern. I've installed new seals in the gas cap. I've installed new leather pump in the pump itself. I have cleaned the font, inspected the font, repainted it, applied a new decal, Coleman decal to the font, and today we're going to reassemble this lantern, and I'll show you all the parts and the process as we go through it. Now, I would like to mention that I'm by no means an expert. There's many other people out there in the field that has more knowledge and understanding about these pressurized lanterns than me, but I grew up on these lanterns and I really enjoy them. They're very durable. So let's take a look at the parts and we'll go through those. Okay, so what I have done, I went ahead and laid my tools out that I'll be needing. And then, as you can see, here's the new font, fuel tank. I've done repainted it, cleaned it out, put a new gasket in a gas cap, changed out the valve as well, and has a new decal. Then I have the fuel valve assembly, which is all clean, that goes in it. We have the reconditioned pump cup with a new leather cup on the end of it, and with it I preconditioned this new leather cup. This is probably one of the better oils there is to keep that leather cup reconditioned. Then, as you can see here, we have our frame, our fuel assembly here. I've already installed two new mantles with this, and these are string tie mantles. As you can see here, I've got two laying out here just to show you. Then we have our collar, has been cleaned up, and you can see it lists the model 220H and what type of generator used, and also here it talks about operating instructions for the lantern itself. Now, it depends on the age of the lantern. They could be different. Older lanterns are different collars versus newer lanterns. So, also I have here the valve wheel for the fuel valve assembly. I have a new generator that we'll be installing as well. I have the globe. This globe has been cleaned up. Then we have what people call the hat or the vent cap. It's been cleaned up as well. Now, fuel, this is the fuel, the Coleman camp fuel that we use here. We'll be going over that. So one thing safety wise about using the fuel is this is very combustible fuel. So you want to make sure you have removed any and all ignition sources around when using this, because it is very combustible. And then here in the corner is actually a 1971 of January. It is a 200A single mantle red Coleman lantern. So now let's get started assembling the lantern. So we'll start to reassemble the lantern. So one thing that is very handy to have, it's not necessarily required, but is very handy, is to have a vise. A font vise is very handy to have when you disassemble or reassemble these lanterns. Also, when you disassemble, it's very good if you would to go ahead and take pictures as you disassemble, so it helps you as far as going back if you want to try to reassemble. And as I mentioned, this particular one they're stamped on the bottom. So this is a May, you'll see a 5 over here, then a 7-3 over here, which is 1973. We'll go ahead and put this in our vise. We'll tighten our vise down to hold it in place. All right. The font held in place now, so that's good. So the first thing we're going to do is install the fuel valve. So fuel valve, when I mentioned about taking pictures, because the fuel valve needs to be positioned where the wheel valve is at a certain area, so it's positioned between the fuel cap and the pump assembly itself. So the next thing is important on the fuel valve is when you disassemble them, count how many turns it takes to get them uninstalled. So on this particular one, it took 9 turns to get it uninstalled. So that way it gets seated right back in the same position. So we'll have it 9 turns. So we'll turn this on 9 times. You just want it snug, and you want to get it center right above the Coleman decal here in between the fuel cap and the pump assembly. That is snug. That's good. So the next thing we're going to do is install the collar. So your fuel valve area goes through this hole. I want to unloosen this and turn it around and show you. So here you can see the fuel valve nozzle. This is where the valve wheel will be attached to. Get it centered between these 2 areas. And you just want to center up your cup, your collar to that. And then this handle is for your cleaner. So there's a little cleaner rod inside the generator. So it will move it up and down to clean any debris out that interferes with the fuel transfer. We'll put that back in place. Next thing we can do is install our pump assembly. So the pump assembly will line up to the check valve rod. There's 2 holes on each side of this collar. You want to get those lined up. Next, we want to take our retaining clip, hook on each side of the hose. There we go, clip it in. Oh yeah, that works good. And here at the very top, there's another hole, and it says oil. And what you want to do occasionally is just put a few drops of oil into that to keep that leather cup from drying out and staying lubricated. Keep it lubricated. That's very important. Okay, so we have the pump assembly reassembled now, so it's in the tank. So next thing we want to do is take our frame and air tubes, and we want to align them. Keep everything aligned up. How it's cut out in here, it will actually set into only a certain way. Then we'll take our spacer install it. Take our little tap nut here, tighten it down. Okay. Take my half-inch wrench, snug it, just watch the collar, make sure it stays evenly spaced out between the fuel valve itself. That's good. Okay, so now since we have the frame, the air tubes assembled, next thing we'll do is install the new generator. Let me adjust this and turn the lantern around. What I'm going to do is in the back at the handle is turn that tip cleaner up because it's got a little hook inside of here the generator needs to attach to. Generator will slide up inside this hole in the air tube. And there's a little hook at the bottom of the generator that hooks into that slotted area. Yeah. So you take the nut itself and tighten it down. Get our little wrench to tighten it down just a little bit more. That's snug. So we'll work the handle in the back. What it does, it takes that tip cleaner, it just takes it up and then down. So if any foreign debris gets in there, it will help clean it out to let the lantern burn better. Okay. So we have it. Next thing we'll do is install our valve wheel. There's actually, for the valve wheel, there's actually a decal, aluminum decal here that shows you how to operate of the valve wheel itself. So what you want to do is put the valve wheel on. You want to make sure it's turned off. So off is all the way over to the right. And before you snug the screw down, you will make sure here that the arrow here is in the up position. So it's all the way to the right is off, and all the way you turn it to the left to open. That is snug. Check and make sure. Yeah. Yes, it's working great. Okay, so we have that now. So next thing we do is we'll install the globe itself. Be very careful with the glass globe. Try not to drop it and break it. Okay. Then next we'll install what they call the hat or the ventilator. So it's got a hole in the top here. It just aligns with the threads on top of the air tube. Then you got a little nut that goes on top, ball nut. Just tighten it down. And there we have fully assembled the new lantern. the 1973, May of 1973 Coleman 220H Double Mantel. And what we'll do, we'll show you how to put some fuel in it as well. Take the fuel cap off. You have to be careful. Those could be pressure when you refuel these. Have a Coleman funnel here with inside it's got the blue felt. Some of the newer ones do not have the felt in them at all, so stop. Like I previously mentioned, from a safety wise, when you're dealing with the Coleman fuel, it's very combustible, the white gas is. So make sure you don't have any flammables around, not use any lighters or matches or any type of smoking or anything like that until you get it fuel. It will not take much for us to put in order to test it. Don't fill it all the way up while we do testing. I think that would be plenty. Anytime you take the fuel cap off, always inspect the gasket on the inside and make sure it's in good condition. If not, it will not seal, you will not hold pressure, and the lantern will not work properly. But this one's been replaced. We'll tighten it up. I do not see any extra pieces laying around, so it's a good sign. Everything seems to work like it should. So the next step we'll have to go outside. We will not do this inside of the shop, but we'll need to burn in the mantles before we start using them. As you can see these mantles, the brand new ones. And if you look at, let me get my birthday lantern. If you look at the birthday lantern, you can tell the difference. This one's already been burned in and used, so they look like that. But once they get burned in, they are very fragile, very fragile. And what we'll do, we'll take these outside, we'll set them up, we'll burn the mantles in here, and we'll light both of them and let you see the brightness of a double mantle versus a single mantle. See you shortly. Okay, so we brought both lanterns outside, and what we're going to do first, on the green lantern, we're going to burn in the mantles. So we got to take the hat off of the vent cap. Slight wind out here today, here in East Tennessee. So you want to make sure your fuel is off. You don't want any fuel in this, so make sure your fuel is off. Let's get our light source. Takes just a minute to. When you do this, do not hit the mantles themselves, because once they do burn in, they're very, very fragile. Mantles themselves, they'll turn white. Okay, so we'll give them just a moment. Another thing to keep in mind is when you first light these, whether it be for if the mantles are already burned in, you can light them back, is the generator here has to heat up, so it will flame up just a little bit before the generator. Once the generator gets heated, then it'll burn correctly. So these look good, so we'll put the mantle back on. The globe. Put the hat back on, the vent cap. Like I said, on this one, it has the instructions on the collar. It says to light, turn cleaning lever down. That's what we have back here on the back. The cleaning lever is down. Hold lit match near mantles. Open valve will turn on. Mantles will take a few seconds to light. When mantles glow brightly, no flame, open valve wheel full to the left. You want to make sure you keep good pressure. So we need to give it just a little bit of pressure. Turn the valve wheel set to a quarter to the right. Get our flame ready to go. There it goes. That generator was already hot where we did the pre-burning of the mantles. We turn this around. Give it just a few seconds here to light. Once it gets going, let's pump it up. You want to keep some good pressure in it. Each time you pump it, when you go down, put your thumb over the hoe. Release it coming up. You want to pump it up a good 30-40 times. You'll see it get brighter. Just turn it on. Open that wheel up, that valve wheel. There's no telling how long this thing has been since it's been lit. I'll tell you what, it looks great. While that one is running, we'll go ahead and light the single mantle, the 200A. It's already pre-burned, so we'll give it just a little bit of pressure to start with. Same thing on this one. It's got a cleaning lever in the back. I'm gonna keep it down. Get my light source. Turn the wheel slightly. It will flame up just a little bit until that mantle gets burned in or the generator gets hot. Sometimes it says to turn a quarter turn, but sometimes it's better not to do that. We'll put a little bit more pressure in it. Had to get it warmed up, didn't have the fuel valve turned enough. I hope you liked the video, enjoyed this. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Like I said before in previous, I'm no expert at this, but I've been using these lanterns many years now. I grew up on them, and they're just a great part of my life and history. So looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.